please? I'm like, I'm not opening my wallet for you. He's like, please? Why do you want to get into my wallet?
What kid doesn't want to get in their family's wallet?
All right. If you're giving him all that heroin, you should probably give him some Xanax to quiet him out.
All right, so
what did we come back to?
Let us change up the music a little bit here.
We don't have any fruit snacks, Charlie.
So, the four of you will take your positions around this building. Tehran will double check your disguises. And you'll sit for a little while. Is there anything anybody wants to do while they're keeping an eye out on things?
I don't think so, not me.
Okay.
Nothing comes to mind.
Can I get some perceptions from everybody?
Well, I actually had a good roll. Well, not bad at least. No, my last roll was an 8, so.
So, Brianna, you took up a spot towards the back end of the building, around a corner, and you are keeping an eye carefully on a specific spot. And at first, it's just a lot of watching and feeling kind of bored. But then you see a slight bend in the wall of the building ahead of you. But nothing seems to come out. And then it bends back to normal.
Can I go investigate it? Like, look at it a little further?
Yeah, you can move up.
See if there's a magical signature coming out of it.
You wander down the alleyway. Give me another perception as you do. As you're walking, you notice a second set of footsteps in the alley with you, though.
If I turn around, do I see anybody there?
Nope.
All right, I'm just going to, kind of look a little closer at this wall.
You go up to the wall, and you can't quite figure out what it is about this wall and what happened here. While you are looking at the wall, why did Ryan step away?
I don't know.
Sorry, I am listening. I have my headset on. The dog is just being annoying.
And Teus, you are at the end of the alleyway that Brianna was watching down. And you hear a pair of footsteps suddenly start moving. Well, first, you start to hear a pair of footsteps move down the alleyway. One stops and the other one continues for a little bit and sounds as if it's getting closer to you.
Suppose I'll kind of look around at the ground and see if I notice anything.
No.
You said it's coming out of the alley?
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of just I'll kind of move to see if it still continues in towards my direction.
Into the alley or away from the alley?
Away from the alley. So where Uh-oh. Not sure which alley I'm met by, but I was gonna like.
There's no map
kind
for
of
this. This is
Oh, okay. I'll just move a little. I'll make it look like I'm like kind of just walking around.
Okay.
Or like.
Give me a perception as you're doing that. And you walk a bit away.
It doesn't seem to be following me anymore. Or...
Nope. And Elizabeth, you are standing a little ways down the road, keeping an eye on the front of the building, when you feel something bump into you. But you don't see anything that bumped into you.
I don't know if this would be overly obvious, but I don't have. Yeah, I think I would like in confusion, like look around and whatever, YOLO, try it.
Yeah, so you will cast that, and you will see no such charm.
Damn. Should have gone with detect magic, but I was afraid too much shit would light up.
After a while, Tehran will locate each of you and point out that the light on the inside of the building has gone out entirely at this point. It was on for a little while this was happening, but it seemed to fade away after some time. I believe we might have failed. Did any of you at least find anything interesting?
I didn't see a damn thing. This is a waste of time.
I heard footsteps, and also look at this building. This building's kind of weird. Like, there's like this bend in the wall.
He takes a look at what you're talking about, because the wall to him right now seems kind of straight.
I think it was dumb. I didn't realize the first part of that spell just said charm, compulsion, and possession effects.
Mm-hmm. Tehran looks at the wall. This is not fully connected. Something could push this just a little bit from the inside and probably manage to slip out. It looks like it's being held by something. There's no handle out here for me to interact with, but I'm assuming it probably pulls itself shut once something's moved out. But it's done quite well. I'm not surprised you wouldn't have noticed it entirely, but good eye catching something using it.
I'll mention where I was standing, that something I couldn't see bumped into me.
That was probably him leaving. So he is probably using magic to get away.
Something sounded like it was coming towards me, but I couldn't pinpoint anything.
Well, now that we have this information, perhaps we have an advantage here. We know where he's likely to slip out. As long as someone's keeping an eye on the front, we can keep a little more focused here and maybe prepare.
What room does this appear to be behind?
It's in the back of the building, so you guys didn't see any of the back.
Well, I mean, like, because there was like what's his face's room that he went into.
There's an entire back room that you didn't see in the back of the building, which is the part of the building you're looking at right now.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I figured it was probably behind that wall, but.
So wait, he's able to turn himself invisible? How can we detect him or find him next time?
Well, you Do any of you have the ability to perhaps see invisible things, or at least see
No.
magic moving about?
I can detect magic. I just picked the wrong flippin' spell when something bumped into me.
Perhaps with... Oh, you're muted.
I can also detect magic. I mean, it's most likely be a little pricey to, maybe we get a scroll that would allow us to see invisibility.
Are we aware of how he's doing this? We didn't. I don't know if I. Do I know about this spell, the arcane nature? Yes.
Yes.
I know invisibility. I would know that it has probably verbal components, and we didn't hear him say it, so maybe he has an object that turns in.
I mean,
He
or
probably
maybe
did
he
it
cast it while he
inside.
was inside of a stone-walled building.
Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't
And
seem
all
right.
of you
There's
are at a
windows
good
and just
distance
shutters
away.
in there.
No, there are definitely not
Those
just
windows
shutters.
are just shutters
in fact,
and bars.
In fact, in the back of the building, there are no windows.
Surprise,
Ah,
surprise.
so you could have cast it without us hearing. Okay.
Nice try, PA boy.
You said all the lights in the building went off, right?
He clearly
Mhm.
let it falter after he left, because we just heard that he left and then the light went out afterwards.
Which
So wait,
means he's not
is he
in
aware that
there.
we were watching him then? How did he know to leave with invisibility, or is he just extra cautious?
He's assuming, like, that was part of what I was trying to apply with what Tehran was saying, that he has been, like, he knows Tehran is watching him, but he knows that Tehran does not have the ability to see anything magical or interact with magic. That Tehran is a magicless investigator.
So he's not in the building at the moment then,
No,
presumably.
that is correct. Don't get your friend Gulran all excited.
There's no
That's
windows for him to break out.
There are windows
Not
in the front.
back.
Yeah, there are windows in the front.
So wait, if he bumped into Elizabeth, is he aware that she was looking for him? I mean,
No.
you said you casted a spell after he bumped into you. Is this normal behavior? Would he now be super suspicious? Or
I mean, if something randomly bumps into you that you can't see, I think that would be normal to, if you're a spellcaster, to be like, what the fuck just happened, and try to see if you can tell. But I mean, you may not have even been paying attention and just been like, oh shit, I just bumped into someone, I need to GTFO before they see me.
What
I'm
are
gonna
these
go,
strange words that you're using, Elizabeth? GTFO, what does that mean?
Diffo?
Gotta
I'm
get
gonna go check the front door, see if it's locked.
Ooh, hold on.
Because if it's unlocked, and then there's
You can feel that the door is locked, but that what you just did was not quite enough to break the lock, but also not quite enough to unlock the lock as you're checking it.
perhaps if I spent a little more time looking at it to make sure it's not broken or anything.
Perhaps. Give that lock a little bit of investigation of sorts.
Oh,
No, I mean, if you wanted to try again, you can try again.
yeah, okay, good. I was like, oh, please don't make
Are-
me use investigation.
Are we doing more B&E here?
I'm going to need a stealth check, though, with this as well.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's where I'm a Viking. In the sense that I have the
Or a
stealth
sleight of
Viking.
hand if you have sleight of hand.
I do have sleight of hand, actually.
Okay.
Which would give me a plus 4 more than that.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to re-roll. But...
No, I'll let you keep that as a sleight of hand. So I'll make a couple of checks for people around you.
And then I guess I preemptively rolled that, but
Yeah, that will not
That's
get
not
you.
helpful.
That still will not get you into the door. And then somebody starts kind of walking up and going, "Hey, he's closed, sir. He's closed."
oh, my apologies. I'll tip my head towards him and then head out.
He didn't quite see what you're doing, but he saw you were fiddling with the door.
Are there hours on the door, like an hour thing?
There
like,
are. He does have specific hours.
And we're there clearly after hours.
You're
Well, actually,
about an
probably
hour
right
after hours.
Ooh, okay. I'll just walk away.
Okay.
Try not to draw too much attention to myself.
Do you want to give this a shot again tomorrow with the more information we have? Maybe make some preparations?
Yes, I think certainly we need to find some way of seeing through invisibility.
Perhaps.
Probably has the inside.
Is there any way
Just
maybe we
well.
could instead put something out in the outside that might make him leave tracks? So that as
That
he
is also
comes out of the
possible.
wall, he won't necessarily notice it.
Yes. Is out of character, is flour expensive in this world?
No, flour is relatively inexpensive. I think you can buy. I think flour is actually listed as a regular thing to purchase. If not, though, yeah, you can buy flour for 2 coppers.
What if we got
pound.
some flour and accidentally spilled it around the area?
That's
I like your
not a bad
thinking,
idea.
but would he notice some bright white powder on the floor? It's kind of obvious, no?
In the dark, it might be harder. Do you have another suggestion? Maybe there's something darker we could use?
I've heard, since I recently recalled knowledge so great about invisibility spells, usually stepping into water leaves quite a trace on someone invisible. And very unsuspect. If there's water out front, it's just a puddle, he might not be thinking twice, and boom, he splashes water on himself, and we can see him pretty well.
I can create water.
Yes, you could create it on the floor outside the wall, and then he probably won't be. Water is pretty see-through, and I don't think he'll be looking right at the floor as he steps out. Less obvious, but the flower works too, whatever you guys want.
The water seems like a good idea. Good thinking, Ghoul Run.
Thank you. I think in my past life I may have been using the arcane spells, maybe. But divine is much better.
Okay. So for the next day, during the day, is there anything that the 4 of you will want to like look into or acquire? Anything else you'd want to change, or do you want to just jump to the next night?
I will suggest Brianna buy the flower just in case.
Okay.
Other than that, I guess just look to see if I want to change my spells. I don't think there's anything particularly helpful here. I guess before that night ends, I would ask Elizabeth, are you able to create water, or should I memorize this or pray for that spell?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Was he in the alleyway that when he was looking for him last time when he got the water dumped on him?
He was in the alleyway across the street from this building
Okay.
when he got the water dumped on him. All right. So we can jump to the next evening.
Should I turn it into alcohol too?
What? Do you have water to wine?
I have
I have-
enhanced water.
What is enhanced water? I don't
Where
remember
it
this
says
spell.
transforms water into an alcoholic beverage, typically ale, beer, mead, or wine.
You can make might be a little more
What? This
obvious.
spell also serves to remove poison, diseases, minerals, and other toxins from the water as it transforms. What in the hell?
Oh, do you want me to do that?
I was just like, what the fuck is this? I just thought it was fun.
Cheers to wine. All right, so you set the trap once more.
So the create water spell says 2 gallons of water per level.
Up to. So
Up
I think
to. You can cut
do
it off.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I would just try to basically
She goes all water hose on everything.
no. So I'm trying to make sure that there's like it looks natural, so it looks like pooling of water from like normal sources, rain, whatever,
Mhm.
and get a little bit kind of like on like the 3 main sides of the building.
Okay.
And then like if possible and no one's like really like weirded out by the fact that I'm like walking around and like water is appearing on the ground or something, I'd like try to like skirt down some other like, so if he bumped into me and I think he might be going that direction, I just try to like walk that way for a little bit, putting random bits of water so that hopefully we can track him as far as possible.
Well, knowing what your plan is, Tehran will like kind of dress you up to look as though you are like doing some alley cleaning.
Okay.
So he'll have like a small little bucket, but the bucket has like a hole, like a false bottom in it. So as you put the water in, it'll kind of pour through the bottom and onto the ground. And then you have like a little like, you know, mop with you.
Yeah, so I would assume I would like a good like 30 minutes to an hour before we're planning on like watching. I'd just be like walking around a bunch of like the just side streets and areas of like I think he could possibly end up going, you know, and just trying to canvas as much as the areas I think I can logistically easily get in, you know, that amount of time.
Mm-hmm. As you are doing that, you'll notice that when you get close to the building, there's like what looks like somebody had at one point painted something on the wall, but it's like been mostly cleaned. And as you like take a little bit of the water to it, it comes off reasonably easy, but leaves a little bit of coloration to the water, but it looks kind of natural.
I don't know, that's just weird, so I'm just rolling perception.
Okay.
That just seems odd.
I'm glad you got that roll out of the way. So,
What roll?
let me have perceptions for... unless, does anybody have anything else they wanted to do beforehand?
Just prepare my usual extracts and stuff.
Okay. Let me have perceptions from the party. Go on with the second 13.
Ooh.
Okay. So Antaeus does the bulk of the heavy lifting as he notices, like, sloshing footprints kind of roaming down the street. Just a little bit of wet residue here and there wandering out of the alleyway and making its way down the street.
Oh, and I was gonna say once I got like situated and in my position, I was going to like sort of like be doing detect magic, kind of like it's like concentration up to a minute per level, but I was gonna sort of like cast it as often as I can where I feel like it's not going to look super noticeable.
Okay. Then you will actually also manage to catch him as he leaves. You do the detect magic right around the same time you remember him leaving last time, and you will catch a glint of something illusory from a slight distance away walk through the puddle and make its way down the street.
So I would definitely I would look around to see if there's anyone else following him. Like, I don't know if Antaeus is going to be following him, but I would try to follow it, but obviously trying to not to bring attention to the fact that like I'm following it, so I wouldn't be super close, just trying to keep like an eye on it. And yeah.
Okay. Is Antaeus going to try to follow as well?
Like the water person, I'll just pretend I'm doing water shit.
Knowing that he's not particularly stealthy, he's going to stay a little further back, just to be on the safe side. And let me go ahead and roll that with my.
I need I'll need a stealth check from Antaeus and a disguise check from with a +5 bonus at least from Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's with my +2. So.
Oh my god.
She's like trying to push the bucket forward, but accidentally casts water outside the bucket. Like, this isn't a real.
Oh,
my
God.
This
All right.
is not gonna go good.
Let me
So
detect if this water I created was magic.
the two of you start following behind him, and as you're walking along, like neither Antaeus nor Elizabeth sort of notice that each other are following him, and they're kind of like moving in on about the same location, and Antaeus is like sneaking along, and then all of a sudden Antaeus hears like a bucket clang, and he like realizes that like he's accidentally put his foot in a bucket, as during like one of Elizabeth's moments where she's like trying to clean the street, she sets down the bucket, and Antaeus like walks forward and now has this bucket clanging around on his leg. And you guys can hear something go, what the? And then the sound of feet running rather quickly.
Oh, so it's easy to perceive where they're at then. Good.
It is a little easier to follow them as long as you can keep up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to follow them, but
You're gonna run after him. I know
that-
nothing makes a person run straight to their house like hearing people running straight after them.
yeah, I don't know how to chase him down without drawing more attention to myself. I'll try to, I guess, perceive what direction he's going in, and then like see if I can follow.
Give me an investigation check. You have
Like-
clues here to follow. He is wet. His feet are quite wet.
Yeah, I think I would try to do this thing, but I can't even beat his roll, so there's probably no point. But oh wow,
That is still
the
an aid, so that is a 24.
I like how you crit on that.
yeah, that's like the best I could possibly do. That's nice.
So you'll kind of hang back for a moment. Being an intelligent person, you realize like, discretion here is the better form of valor. And if you hold back, you can easily just follow these wet prints that he's left behind. You can see like kind of a trail as he like races forward in the soft light. There's just the right glimmer on it. And it doesn't seem like he's noticed, because as you follow the tracks, they lead straight up to a small building with a door on the front of it. And the door, give me a perception on the door. Actually, it's going to be an investigation on the door.
So, just so we're clear, I don't have I don't have that thing on my foot anymore, do I?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Was I coming with? I was gonna try to aid, but Jesus.
With an investigation of 7, this door looks rather plain.
but I guess I don't know if knowledge local would help at all here, but I'd like to know maybe where we're at, or if there's
Give me a
any,
knowledge local.
significance. Because I do actually have ranks in that as well, so so that
Since I was
might be
aiding
helpful.
him, would I be there too, or?
Yeah, you probably followed along.
All right. Well. Oh, look at that!
Uh,
Jeez.
Hell.
so the door looks very plain, but it looks like it's kind of designed to look rather plain.
Makes sense.
Like it's not deliberately plain; it's actually a pretty thick door, but it's designed to look like it's a much lower quality door.
Mm-hmm.
With the 25 local, you'll at least know that you're in the commercial district. So this would be zoned as a, some sort of office or business. But there's no signage anywhere on the building. It's very
Inconspicuous.
nondescript. Yeah.
I'm gonna do some detect magic briefly around it.
About how far away am I?
You're like 10 or 15 feet away from the door.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
There is no magic on the door. On or around the door. Well, I guess there is some faint... no, the illusion would have worn off. So no, there is no magic around the door area at all.
Okay, I'll try to make my way away from that area, kind of knowing where it's at, like without walking directly up to it.
Okay.
And head back to the rest of the group.
Okay. You can round up everybody. So what did you find?
I believe I was able to follow him back to a place in the commercial district. I'll give him the street that it's on. Very plain looking door. I'm assuming we went back to like her house or something to
Wherever.
Somewhere not in the middle of the streets. Look, I've learned that we have to specify that in your games.
Do you want
to
check it out now? Do you want to wait?
Either way is fine with me. I just didn't want to go in there alone and not come out.
Well, I mean, if do you think he's on to you? Did anything happen that might lead you to believe he might be?
Nothing really. Nothing gave it away that I would be. He didn't seem to be, right. Like he ran directly there.
Give me a gauge.
Okay.
It's a little hard to gauge somebody who's invisible, but maybe you'll get really, really lucky. I mean, he ran, but any spooked person could have done that if all of a sudden they heard like the clattering of stuff.
He seemed to at least follow the same trail that he was using at least the other day. Like,
yeah, he walked basically along the same path to at least get out of the area where all of you were watching things.
Okay, I don't think that I did anything to give me away, surprisingly, but I don't know.
Then perhaps time may be of the essence. I'm not sure. If you're not sure, then I think better to operate on the uncertainty than to assume.
I don't have anything definitively telling me that he was able to detect me, but
well, the choice ultimately is yours. I cannot go with you for obvious reasons if you choose to go, but know that if you choose to go, it is likely that, based on what you've already seen of Gul'ran's actions, some things are forgivable if you happen to be the right people. I can only say that I would never do such a thing as to break into someone else's property and look into things. He, deliberately looks away from you when you start to wink.
Well, I'm fine with either way. I just didn't want to be the one to go in there alone.
Well, whatever you decide, I will leave it up to you, but I should be going for right now and let you think about things. And he slips out the door, giving a wave as he leaves.
So would we be with could we reasonably say that it's part of our investigation if we're seeing a pattern of ego being involved with all of this, and now someone from his office is stealthing to this other office? Would that be could we kind of sort of justify?
This would be a question about the law. Almost like...
What? Somebody say law? Ugh, I rolled a 2. No, 6. Sorry. Gross.
It doesn't seem likely that you would be able to say that, if you busted into there, you have probable cause. There is no probable cause here. This would be as B&E level as, let's say, a party member just decided that they passively wanted to investigate someone's house, and they broke in while that person wasn't home.
Who would do such a thing?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
not like
stupid
if,
hypothetical. No one would be that dumb.
it's not like if the building to a business was open and like it would be safe to assume that there might be somebody inside burglaring it, and we should go inside and check it. But I'm failing all your checks. Let's see.
I'd say with a 16 though, you could come up with that idea. That's not an unfounded idea.
That's what I was trying to do with the other building, but I couldn't get the disable the vice checks to go along with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you wanted to use that as your excuse, you could always try it. It might hold up.
I don't know if it would be too flimsy if that. I mean, if that building is just kind of unassuming, I don't know if that would be.
What if we were to hear someone, calling for help that we thought was coming from inside the building?
Let's find out what the law doesn't have to say about that.
No, I mean, again, this is all like, if you actually heard somebody inside shouting, you would know that like you have cause to investigate. At the very least, go up to the door and knock at it. If you thought they were in danger, you have some like right to force your way in.
I mean, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. We could try that.
What do you
assuming
think,
that somebody
Ron?
was there to
I will not be a party of breaking and entering any premises at this juncture.
Well, I could say that at the very least we should go investigate it, and if perchance someone does seem to be in distress inside, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to go inside and, assist them.
The answer is no. We're not going in there unless we have probable cause.
At the
Oh,
very
of course.
least, you should show us all where this place is, just so that we're aware. I mean, what if we were investigating somebody being invisible and possibly breaking in?
That is true.
Well, let's go check this place out for signs of a break-in then.
Okay.
Yes,
The
as a
four of
resident
you,
expert.
the four of you can head over there.
Law-abiding now.
Hey, you can't get 2 strikes.
The building is very nondescript. The door is off to the left-hand side of the building.
Does
Like
it
I
look,
said, it looks rather plain, but Elizabeth noticed that it looked falsely plain.
Does it look more or less the same way I left it?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Ghoulron, where are you searching with that perception?
So I'm looking if there's obvious signs of like break-in or like damage or anything that would lead me to believe like we have a reason to go like investigate further, kind of thing.
No signs of forced entry. Looks just like a plain building. No signs though, but no windows either.
There's no windows on this building?
No windows on the building at all.
Okay.
Well,
I will
in
be
that
back in a moment.
case, I'm gonna walk around the entire building with detect magic on.
No magic around the entire building.
Okay. Figure it was worth checking.
Well, it looks like we can't do anything here. There's no reason we can just walk in there.
I mean, we can knock and see who answers and come up with a reason why. Like, we don't have to force our way in, but
But then, isn't it random if 5 people are knocking on this door?
4 people.
With,
Tehran is not there.
oh, right.
I mean, 3 of us could hide, and 1 person could make up an innocuous reason to knock and just see if they can notice anything or perceive anything from the doorway. I don't know.
Sure. Better than nothing, I guess.
Any thoughts, Brianna?
I'll be happy to knock. Maybe I'm selling like Orc Scout cookies or something.
There are no Orc Scouts. It is also crazy late at night.
Pretend you're lost and you can't find your way back to your inn, and this was the nearest store, and knock on it and used your womanly wiles and guiles and charm to be like, I'm in distress. Please, tell me which way is my home.
I'm not sure what you're insinuating, Elizabeth. All right, so
Elizabeth,
Brianna,
you seem very experienced in this. How do you know about this stuff?
she's just.
I'm
thinking
just
about-
watching what Brianna does on a daily fucking basis over here.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so is everybody hiding? Am I gonna go knock?
I assume
if we
Teus' silence is agreeing.
If we don't want to break in, and we have no reason to believe as ministry people, we have probable cause to knock as ministry members, then if we don't want to do something illegal, the next best case scenario is just knock with some dumbass excuse of why you're knocking.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
So Brianna, seeing that everybody kind of agrees with this plan, she is going to think back on the events of Baru dying, how she felt, and work herself up into crying. Like
Okay.
just real, you know.
We'll put it in the trash.
I don't know if she wears makeup or if that's a thing in this world, but just, you know,
if you wanted to.
yeah, like, you know, the mascara running type ugly cry.
Okay.
Sorry, what's this building made out of?
The building is made out of stone.
And there's no windows?
There's no windows.
As we learned earlier, people shouldn't be able to hear spells outside a stone building. And I'll tap her with guidance.
Okay.
Good luck. And I'll go hide somewhere.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so she goes
knock at the door. There will be no answer.
I knock a little bit more urgently and loudly.
Again, there will be no
Somebody help
answer.
me.
I whisper, use the guidance!
Motherfuckers.
So if there's no answer, she's just gonna like collapse in front of the door and just wail really loudly. Just like,
You're getting a lot of attention from people on the street who are coming up and walking up to you and ask if you're okay.
Oh shit.
I'll just sort of, when they ask if I'm okay, I'm like, my boyfriend kicked me out.
We're sorry to hear that. There's an inn just down the way.
All right, thank you.
Some of them will like walk by. Some of them will like offer to take you there.
I'll just walk. I'm sure I can find it. Thank you.
Okay. The door, however, will never
Remain
open
closed.
for you.
Okay. So
Under these conditions, anyway.
all right. So seeing that, then Brianna would basically try to make it look like she's going off towards the end in case anybody's watching, but probably like double back, you know,
Okay.
and hide.
All right.
Doing a stakeout?
Well, that's unfortunate.
After a little while, if you are going to continue to watch, the door will open. You'll see nothing in the doorway, though, and then the door will shut.
We all see this, or just certain?
You're all watching from a distance.
How far would we be from this?
I mean, with the hiding distance is probably like, about 40, 50 feet away in like alleys across the street.
So I could feasibly cast Detect Magic without them probably hearing me?
They would get a
40,
roll to see if they
away.
could hear you. At
Yeah.
+1 per 10 feet. Or -1 per 10 feet.
I was like, wait, how
Yeah.
does that make sense?
No, it's -1 per 10 feet. The
I'll give it a
DC
try.
goes up by 1 for every 10 feet. You do that, and you can see a figure across the way, and the door immediately shuts. Like immediately shuts. Like you are part of the way through casting the spell, and like your eyes start to glance and you start to notice what looks like an outline, but the door shuts immediately.
Okay, so it looked like something going in, not coming out.
No, it looked like something was on the inside of the door that opened it up
and was
then
gonna come out
and then
and
slammed the
shut the
door.
door?
Like it was checking outside the door.
Okay. So I don't necessarily think it heard me. Or...
Not sure. Give me a gauge.
Oof.
Not sure at all.
Damn.
Brianna, do you still have that flower I told you to buy? Your silence does not amuse me, Brianna.
I do.
Well, this is predicating on the fact that I just heard her try to cast a spell on the door, so I'm like, I noticed all this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm assuming they heard. Perhaps a more silent approach, maybe instead of creating water and causing more noise, maybe use the flower. Because I saw the door open, but I didn't see anyone. It looks like he's trying to use his invisibility tricks again. Maybe your flower is going to come in handy here.
So I would pull out the bag of flour and say, "What do you want me to do with it?"
Place it on the floor outside the door. Not obvious. Like sprinkle it about just to, so if you were to step out, you would step on it and create footprints.
Okay, so
Try to create like a light coating on those landing outside the door, and then maybe random spots so that we can pick up a trail in case we lose it.
all right, I'm gonna try and do this without drawing attention to myself.
You do that without drawing attention to yourself. I was rolling some checks over here, and those don't fucking matter.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Brianna's just like, I'm a stealthy little.
You sprinkle some flour outside of the door, and while you're doing that, give me a perception.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Give me a reflex save.
Oof. Can I use guidance on a reflex save?
You would have used guidance on that stealth check because it's your
Okay.
It's your next roll, is it not?
Just
Oh no, you
choose
get to
when
use it, but it's been too long. It's 1 minute.
It's
Okay.
only a minute or
Okay.
2 minutes, or no, only.
It's 1 minute. Yeah. Hold on a sec. I need to double check this. You hear a clicking sound as you are spreading the flour around very quietly, very cautiously. And as you like kind of like you're moving, but you bump just slightly into the door handle. And all of a sudden, the three of you don't see Brianna anymore. Brianna, I need you to take 4 points of damage. As you are now in a hole. And you kind of slide down a little ways and you can hear a clicking above you.
Where did Brianna go?
Did like the floor disappear? Or
Yeah, you
was it
watched her
magical
fall
effect?
down. There was nothing magical. You've God, for the love of God, you have used so much detect magic around the area that you are 100,000% sure it was not magical.
Okay, just so you described it. So the floor, I saw the floor give away, or I just saw her fall?
You are a far ways across the street. Like you're standing across the street, and all of a sudden this person is standing there. She like bumps slightly up against the door, and then drops.
I imagine there's like this little poof of flour that rises up.
Yes.
Okay, just because you said she disappears, but she
she drops.
She falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the 24, you'll see her drop.
Okay. I guess I'll just rush over and try to help her.
There is no ability to help her as the floor is there. There's
floor's back there.
The ground is right there.
Brianna, hello, are you there?
Can I hear them?
You give me a perception. You cannot.
So I don't.
Is Antaeus around, or is he sleeping still?
I mean, I was back where we...
Yeah, back where you guys were standing.
Antaeus,
Yeah, sorry.
You're knowledgeable in the law. Is this probable cause to go in this place? Our friend is missing, and it seems to be this place's fault.
That accursed building. Wow.
Okay,
Not
so
gonna
no,
ride
a 15 is actually very good. Remember that when you're doing things that are specific, when you're taking specific skills, it's like you rolled higher in the separate skill, in the skill that would be the root of it. So a 15 is enough to know that if this is a trap here, it is exposed to the public, and an exposed to the public trap that is not properly like indicated with like some sort of signage that says like, you know, danger, do not open door or do not touch door. That this is this trap exists without a license.
Especially on the outside of a building.
Yes. On the inside of a building, lots of things are more fair game, unless it's a building that has like people like that is open to the public and deliberately open to the public.
Yeah.
So in this case, this is illegal.
Oh, this is 100% illegal to have a trap on the outside of the building without any kind of indication.
And it would be cause for you to investigate where the person ended up.
And would absolutely be probable cause for investigation.
Oh, is that all he says? He doesn't say where the person ended up?
How would he know where the person ended up?
Oh,
No,
you're
saying that, but is he telling me that?
Well, it's part of the building, correct? As far as the investigation.
Yeah, I mean, it happened in front of the building, so... And it looked like it triggered from the building, or at least logically it's the only way it could have triggered.
So it'd be plausible to assume that we would be able to search the building in addition to try to see it, to make sure that it's safe, something words.
Yeah, I mean, you need to figure out where the person has disappeared to, and you have no way to know for certain.
And there's nothing showing that she disappeared. Well, we saw her kind of fall. Or
yeah, you saw her fall, drop down.
But there's no way of opening it from the outside, presumably.
I mean, theoretically, you could do whatever she did to trigger what dropped her in there.
Yeah, that's why I rolled perception to try to see if I could tell what triggered it.
Yeah, but you do not.
No.
If there's no way to feasibly open it from the outside, then obviously there should probably be somewhere inside that we'd be able to get to that.
Yeah, plausibly.
I was going to ask my earlier perception check. Did I notice she bumped into the door and then fell?
Yeah, with that 24, you could have noticed that she bumped into the door and then fell.
All right, I'll tell everyone to back up. Our first priority is helping Brianna. She could be suffocating, and we're all here discussing the law. So I'll try and just like, what do I have? My Warhammer? I'll just take my Warhammer, step back from the door, and hit it with my Warhammer.
Give me a reflex save.
Okay.
Good news, you found Brianna.
I wanted to try. I don't know if I could do this.
But I need you to take 3 points of falling damage.
If I see,
and then like the ground falls in, and then it plops back up.
Shit.
How big is the area? Like, if I was watching this,
it's just the 5 feet in front of the door.
How big is a heavy shield? Would we have all of our
not that big. It's not bigger than a person.
Okay. Well, what the fuck do we do with this?
We could investigate, or we could touch. He hit a giant mass of that door, didn't he?
Yeah.
If only someone could disable traps.
I know, if only somebody was proficient in looking for things and disabling traps.
I'm not particularly proficient. Of course, that's what I roll.
Well, you need a perception first before you can disable it. Actually, no, in this case you do not. Because you already know where the trap is. So you can manage to disable the trap. Congratulations, the trap door. You can figure out how to open and close the trap door. And you can see your friends down there when you open it.
I found her! You're welcome, Brianna. I'll try to help her out.
I like it's the two short people that fell in.
Yeah.
How far down are they?
It is 20 feet deep.
Oh, I can't help her out then.
Yeah, does anybody have any rope? Or is this another one of those parties where nobody carries rope?
Well,
I have
it
a
looks like
cleric's kit which carries rope, pretty sure.
Unfortunately, it looks like we
Yeah,
have to go
rope.
down there to help them get back out through the building.
Alright, how you getting that rope up there? Combined height of 7 feet?
Throw it at me.
Yeah, can I just throw it?
You ever tried to throw rope before? I guess you could try to throw the whole bundle.
Whole spool.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
go ahead and give me a strength or give me an attack roll.
Ranged
actually.
attack roll?
I was gonna say
A ranged
Range.
attack roll.
Oh.
Give me a yeet
Brianna, are you
check.
better at throwing ranged objects?
Your rope is like you're a medium-sized creature, so your rope is medium-sized rope. So Brianna can't even carry your rope. I'm pretty sure.
I have some of my own, but it's small sized rope.
That's still fine. That still will support the weight necessary. So if you wanted to give it a shot throwing it up there, you could.
Okay.
There you go. You get a spool of rope up to the top.
I'm strong from working on my parents' farm as a kid.
Yeah, you got
I'll
those
make sure
those
that-
throwing muscles.
I'll make sure Elizabeth's the one to hold on to that with my 9 strength.
Yeah.
I'll make
actually
sure
see
nobody's.
if I can tie the rope around me and then use my arms to hold on to something else
Okay.
up there, like the wall or something, to give myself better bracing stance to
Yeah. Can I have the 2 people in the pit give me an athletics check?
I was just trying to check and see if anybody was around us.
All right. Brianna climbs out easily, like she does it all the time.
I work out with ropes a lot.
I don't think I have these new
Climb
skills.
is fine. I people wrote them in at the bottom. But yeah, that will get you out as well, Gulran. It's a pretty easy climb out with the rope there.
That was a
Right, now that
natural
we're
18
all
roll.
do about this
Oh.
illegal trap.
This trap is disabled.
I mean, but what do we do about confronting the people who have this illegal trap?
I mean, you have to confront them first.
Yeah, but how would you open the fucking door?
How does one open a door?
Oh,
Is this door made of wood?
I guess we could just try. I mean, at this point, we don't have to knock. I'm just trying to open the door.
Well, you're not getting in by using the locking by disabling the locking mechanism. That's for damn sure. No, Brianna. You go to take a look at it, and he's clearly got his pick jammed in the lock, and you can't get the piece out.
I mean, did anyone try the door? Is it actually locked?
Nobody has tried the door, but the door
no,
is
it is
actually.
now.
I tried to
Actually-
open the door as he was trying to disable it, but I didn't know he was trying to disable it.
Well, that explains
That's
why I
actually
rolled
what
so
happened,
poorly.
yeah. So, you're walking over with your little thing and you, slot it in at the same time. Elizabeth's did you even try to twist it? And she twists it while your, pick is in there. And you can hear the painful sound of your pick getting bent to shit.
I just pushed them both out of the way and smashed with my warhammer.
All right. Give me an attack roll. Or give me damage, actually. Just roll damage here.
I want to try to
I rolled
reinstate
it
the
already.
trap
so-
in
Oh,
response.
yeah, you did. That is not enough to deal damage to it.
Jesus.
It doesn't look like it's damaged at all when I struck it.
No.
Oh.
Again, the door is only designed to look like a weak door.
Could we take it apart by the hinges? Could we pull the pins out of the hinges?
The hinges are on the inside.
Oh.
Of course they are.
That
Why
is
is it taking
actually,
magic?
if
It's not
you
magical?
think about how your home
Yeah.
door is put together,
Yeah.
it's done that way on purpose. The hinges
Yeah, I
are
see
always
the
on
door.
the inside, so that it's much harder for somebody to just jimmy something in there.
I just realized how ridiculous that would be for them to be on the outside.
Yep. I've seen a business door like that where it opens outward, and I've always thought to myself, I've seen the wrong hinge mechanism, and I'm like, well, this is a dumb idea. So I can just reverse open the door. Some of them use the bar though, which does produce some level of pullback from it. But in this
Do I
case,
have
they're on the inside.
any discerning? Do I know I just did max damage with my warhammer? Do I know that?
Yeah, you put a pretty solid blow into the door, and it didn't take the door down.
Okay. I just did as strong of a hit as I could ever do on this thing. It doesn't even budge. If you're sure it's not magical, this is. I don't know if you guys.
You could maybe pop it off the hinges if you want to try to give me a strength check. if you can't bash through it.
I'll try. Oh god.
Oh.
What the fuck?
You kick the frame of the door as you try to kick it in. You can try again. But you're going to start attracting some attention from the people outside if you don't get into this soon. Nope.
Damn it.
Want to try again?
I gather the party round, cast Bless, and then give her guidance as well.
Okay. The bless won't help, but the guidance will.
Guidance is a competence bonus. Do I freaking have anything? What does my karmic blessing do? Oh, just skill, but that doesn't help me here. Skill shit.
Yeah, I'm not making any strength checks to open this.
You worship on her, don't you?
Oh wait.
Do you have any like blessings or something that like make you buffer?
Yeah, I totally forgot about those. Thank you. All right.
Want some drugs?
No. All right, using guidance, please. Oh my, what the fuck?
You can always try again. See how people are starting to react.
I mean, we can just show them our badges and we have probable cause to get in here, so.
Yeah, people aren't even caring though, surprisingly.
God damn it!
Would you roll a reasonable roll? For the love of God. That's still not enough. You have such a high strength. And you were just, like, on the non...
We're not getting in here today, people.
No, this just ensures that if something is on the inside, it knows for certain that something is trying to get in.
All right.
Well, we did a great job of sealing it in there.
I want to try something.
Yeah, he's gonna have to disassemble the door to get out.
I'm like so pissed right now.
Okay, so I want to try doing this spell.
Oh.
And since I am familiar with Tehran, I want to imitate him, sounding like he's talking to maybe some knights or something, and saying, "Yes, I've got him this time. He's right in there."
Okay, this is going to take. So when you're doing a ghost sound, let me double check something here.
This fucking door is me so mad right now. Why can't I break door?
Okay.
How
Let me see if he hears it.
concerned are you with people around nearby hearing us?
He does not hear it, unfortunately. Like there's no reply. The walls are quite thick. The door is quite thick.
I was hoping to bait him into opening the door, basically.
Yeah.
How concerned are people with us being heard?
I mean, at this point, we've declared that we have probable cause to get in here, right? So if like people,
Yeah, I feel like as Elizabeth was kicking at the door, she's like, "I have legal right to enter this place."
With that,
On the level of potentially like causing an explosion.
I mean,
I don't think we want to harm people.
No, the IRL
Would be targeted.
They will like put charges on the door to blow it up. For
No, wait.
Beautiful idea, NTS. Blow this thing up. Stand back, everyone.
One more kick.
Oh, you give one more kick, and the door comes off the hinges.
Door, die!
This is what I was talking
Piece
about.
of
Okay.
shit fucking door.
Because it would, I think it would center it, and I would do additional damage. I believe it doesn't splash it.
Yeah,
But
no,
it'd still be
that
loud, I'm
would
assuming.
that would have probably gotten you through. Because
Okay,
it deals
but yeah.
base damage plus double your int modifier.
So plus 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, if she kicks it open, then
Yep.
she kicks it open.
All right. There is a long hallway ahead of you that is not at all lit.
Would I still have some flour left?
No, that would have like spilled all over the inside of the.
traffic,
Yeah, you are
Am I
probably
the-
covered in flour, and Ghoulron's probably got a good amount of it on himself.
Am I the widest person in this party?
You are... No, I think Elizabeth is probably about as wide as you are from her strength.
Uh-oh, I don't know how to say this. She's not... Did you ever headphones
That's
on?
like shoulders.
I know, but I don't know.
Have you ever seen an Amazonian woman that wants to snoo?
I just don't know if 8 charisma will say this tactfully to Elizabeth.
How
Hey,
low
you
is the
fatty,
light?
stand in the doorway so you can't run out. But yeah, Gulron would want someone at the entrance to block any escape from an invisible person running around us.
Gotcha. We'll stick our linebacker at the door. That's a football term.
Whitney's. What is football?
What is a linebacker? That's
Somebody who backs the line.
I saw it on a viewing globe once.
Wasn't that they called it in what's the Aurelian type of stuff? They call like everyone had like a viewing globe. Isn't that in something?
I don't know. I mean, that's what the technology is in this world. If you wanted to watch something, you have like a big rounded object that you can watch, or a smaller one if you wanted something to carry around.
I swear that's what they use in like the Hunger Games or something. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know.
But
I
it's
hated everything about the Hunger Games. I
it's not in
especially
any of
hated
the
the fact
countries,
that I gave my ex-wife the ability to take me to any movie, and that's one of the series she forced me to go see.
The books are really good.
No, they're not.
What?
The universe sucks.
The
The universe is so unrealistic and doesn't feel like plausible in any way, shape, form, or idea.
It's amazing. Okay.
Look, I understand that you probably would have liked Battle Royale better if you'd have watched it, and it's supposedly a better written story.
Well, yeah, that's the original, obviously.
But I'm also a fickle and finicky and elitist prick, so I really should not be like given any ability to judge.
Oh, I already know all that. I don't trust any opinion you have.
And Steve has absolutely read all of those books front to back. I can promise you that.
I got told the premise behind the books, and I was like, I can't read these books. This sounds terrible.
You're judging a book by its cover?
No, I'm judging a book by somebody else's like explanation of the book in great detail.
Ah, Elizabeth, you're finally awake. You fell asleep standing up. I need you to stand by the door and guard it for any intrusion.
He needs your girth to stand within the door frame.
He wants you to be a door.
You are the stockiest among us.
My big beefy woman self will guard the door frame.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you. Let's
become the door.
How are you heading down the hallway? Who's first?
I'm first, unless someone.
I've got low light vision, but I'm not going first.
Yeah, Brianna doesn't have any special senses, so she's just gonna follow along.
Okay, so first is Gulron, second is Antaeus.
Oh man, that
While
6
I'm
is
guarding
great.
my door,
Okay.
I'm gonna go give my kid his.
I'm not expecting to see a whole lot down this this hallway, but
that's good. Glad you're not expecting to see any of that. Because you and Gulron need to give me reflex saves.
but I would be remiss not to have tried. Oh, I'm rolling well, not just today. I always will roll like trash.
Hold on one sec. I need to pull this up. Because obviously traps.
Why are my virtual dice against me? Like, I had advantage on all my attack rolls in this other game, and I needed that to be able to get a number above 6.
There it is.
You did something to someone. I rolled 20.
All right. So Antaeus, you'll like listen as Gulron just barely manages to step to the other side of a pit that opens up beneath you as the floor kind of falls in on itself.
This
3 for
man
4.
loves holes.
It is 10 feet down, and I need you to take 1 whole point of falling damage.
Jesus, you baby, get up here, and I'll toss him down my rope.
I'm at 1/12 of my hit points. Or I've lost 1/13 of my hit points.
All right, give me an athletics to climb back up. But there is now a 10-foot long pit separating Gulran and Antaeus from Brianna and Elizabeth.
10 foot long?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
God.
you step to the end of it, and it's triggering. It triggers on stepping to the other side, like the last panel of where the pit is.
I'm gonna wait until somebody gives me some rope before I attempt.
No, you got rope. Gulran tossed out his rope.
Okay. You said
Is there anywhere
athletics?
to fasten this rope to?
Yeah, athletics. No, you'll have to hold it.
Here we go. Jesus Christ.
That's enough. That's enough. You
Yeah,
don't need
but
a lot to
I
climb
rolled
up.
a 15.
Oh,
When I roll a 6, I get the same number.
all right. There's a 10-foot wide gap in the way.
Antaeus, help me hold this rope. Brianna, try to. If you just scale down calmly and climb the rope, you should be able to get over.
You want me to hold the rope?
Help me hold the rope.
Right, but the rope is dangling down in the hole, which is 10 feet away from where Brianna is.
Yeah, so I'm asking her to climb down, then climb up the rope.
Oh, okay.
So would I do like an athletics check to
Yep.
try and...
Or you could do an acrobatics check to try not to take falling damage if you jump
I
down.
don't
Okay.
do a lot of physical activities, and I don't know.
I think that's actually enough. I don't think the DC is terribly high for 10 feet. Let me double check.
I'll try to help you hold the rope. I'm not going to expect much out of it, though.
I'm having a lot of fun over here guarding my door, guys.
I mean,
I'd let
I'm
you
only
know.
like 30 pounds, so it's not like that you guys really...
You're
I
a
was
very
going to
good
do it
method
myself,
actor.
but apparently you're stockier than me, so it's your fault.
You're a good method actor.
I am
But
5'8" and 155 pounds.
your 30 pounds
Oh.
puts me at my. Your 30 pounds of just
There
your
it is.
character puts me at my light load.
That's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me.
Oh no, Guron's thick.
No, you will take falling damage. You need a 15 to be successful. 4 points. And then you can give me an athletics to climb up the other side.
I should have asked for some of my healing before you traipsed on in here.
That'd be wonderful.
I mean, I
All right,
assume
you are up on the other side.
can't heal you
Alright.
now. I'm guarding my door.
That's
Proceed
fair.
cautiously.
Before we continue, I'm going to actually cast Cure Light Wounds on myself, 'cause
Okay.
I'm actually like at half my HP.
It's fine. It's all good.
I haven't experienced much physical pain, so I'm going to be overselling all of this.
Okay, there's no magic ahead of you.
Antaeus, you have trouble seeing in the dark, right?
I have low light vision.
Do you have a torch? Perhaps you should leave and inspect for traps. You're good at that sort of thing, right? There's no magic, so they're mechanical traps, I assume.
I did not bring a torch, no.
How far
I
away are
have
they
10
from me?
torches.
at this
They are
point?
like about 20 feet forward.
I strike up a torch
Okay.
and hand it to him.
I
All
was gonna
right.
say I can cast a light on something on me and throw it towards you.
Like a torch?
It's fine. A torch is
I
lit.
didn't know anyone had torches.
About
Light the torch.
15 feet forward, you can see the room curves to the right, or the hallway curves to the right.
Antaeus, take point, lead.
Yeah,
Inspect
I'm
for
gonna
traps.
perception? Question mark.
I don't know. Do you want a perception? You
Well, I didn't know if that would be the relevant skill.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
Jesus!
seems
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
long.
I love it. Give me a reflex save.
Oh lordy.
What's
I need
my
one
roll
from
to
you and one
18
from
on this?
Gulran, who's following
No,
in
I have
second.
5. So. Oh, of course. I did roll an 8. God.
All right, Antaeus, you will realize what's happening and leap across to the other side, but Gulran will not realize what's happening and fall into the gap for 3 points of falling damage.
I thought I told you to look out for these traps.
I tried.
So this is another pit?
There's another pit.
I hate this guy.
But around the corner and down a short hallway, you can see another door.
Where's our Tensor's floating disc when we need it?
I don't want to try and jump down this time.
Gul'ran can cushion your fall. He's laying down there at the moment.
Would like to say, in my door guarding, I have my shield at the ready, so if anything bumps into me, my go-to move is try to shield bash it onto, or not like bash, but like push it onto the ground and tackle whatever it is.
Okay.
So, I'm a tackle.
There's nothing sturdy to fasten this rope around here to, is there?
No.
Rat.
If you went to the end of the other hall, there's a door handle you could, and it's not too far to do that.
Yeah, bump the door handle and fall in another pit.
I'm stronger than you?
Yeah, I don't know. I could try to help him out of the pit, but I don't know how good that'll go. Well, just make a strength check using some ropes or something.
I mean, you just hold the rope down, and he makes an athletics check, and we see what happens.
If you had someone up there who could create water, you could just swim to the top.
Ooh! Or if you're wearing like some kind of heavier armor, and you just hang out down there and
die.
Don't breathe anymore.
And drown. And die. And say bye-bye.
That's why you make your armor buoyant. By,
Alright, well, how is Gul'ran getting up?
I can hold the rope for him, but... See, if you put a bunch of air in your blood, then you'll be more buoyant.
Antaeus, give me the damn rope already.
I'm letting it down.
Okay.
I'll brace myself as best as possible.
Jesus!
Drag me down there with
so
you.
I'm gonna need an athletics check from Antaeus as well. Or a strength check, a strength check.
Oh no!
Not reflex.
I can't just let...
no, you don't get a... Oh, you're gonna let go? Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna let go. If he starts dragging me down...
So you, like, immediately release the rope and let it drop down to the pit with Gul'ran.
He would be falling less height than
he doesn't take any damage. He doesn't even get 5 feet up. Like, he slips a little bit and, like, you can't hold his weight.
Exactly. He would fall much less farther than I would fall.
And
so
he tosses the rope back up to you.
I'll grab it and hold on to it and brace myself again.
Okay.
Gods, guide me.
And you get yourself out.
Easy.
And Antaeus, your arms hurt.
Oh, man.
Next time, tell me about the trap, goddammit. That's what I told you.
If I find this next trip. Is there a pattern with how far away these traps
with the extra light, hold on. With the extra light, can I get a perception from Brianna? Since previously you were doing this shit in the very low dark, and now it's quite well lit. Brianna, you will notice that there is a ledge you could try to walk across, a very thin ledge that looks like how you would like walk across here and not trigger the trap. You like if you keep your feet like in a specific spot, you won't end up pushing on the final plate. But without the floor here to kind of balance you, it is a bit of a balancing act. But you could probably get across it with an acrobatics.
Okay, so I'll be like, hey guys, I don't know if you noticed this, but look, there's like a ledge right here. So maybe if we, look for these traps, we can use a ledge like this to get across.
If you kind of stay up against the wall.
I was too busy ensuring that no other civilians fell into these traps and hurt themselves.
All right, and you easily get across, keeping yourself like pressed up against the wall and walking across it.
Yes,
is there
I'm guarding my door.
Yeah, at this point,
God, if you're gonna cry about it, I'll hold the door. Just
around the corner, there is another door, and it's only about 10 feet ahead of you, and it's on the right-hand wall.
Well, I mean, between the other the traps that we've triggered, have there been like
you would be falling into the trap right now if it were here.
Okay, so he's not that bad at it. Got it. Here we
I'm
go.
not crying about it. I just think it's funny to just every once in a while be like, and I guard my door.
Okay, that's fine. There is no trap. The door stands before you. Do you guys want Brianna, or do you guys want Elizabeth to catch up, or do you want to go through the door, or what do you want to do here?
Do we have a reliable way of stopping someone from invisibility?
There's only a 5-foot wide gap, so something would have to push through you guys to get through, and it would have to get past both pits.
Then sure, yeah, call her over.
Come guard a new door.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So as
do you want to try to jump the gap, or do you want to try to move across the slight amount of walking space?
So
is she as wide as the?
She's not like literally as wide, but she's wide enough that she takes up like 3.5 feet across.
I was hoping that she would maybe be able to like try to like walk across a thing.
That is something that you could try. That is another acrobatics method at her height.
Kind of like push yourself over.
So you can either try to like walk along there's like a little thin railing that you could try to walk along, or you could try to just jump it. It's 10 feet across.
So what are my checks here? Trying to figure out to play to my strengths.
Acrobatics or athletics?
We'll go the athletics route.
Okay.
That jumping?
Yep. Give me an athletics check. You have a running start.
Oof.
And you running start yourself right into the pit, the first pit.
Damn it.
At least the second pit we can
and you take
use a rope to get her down.
4 points of
How tall
damage.
is she versus the 10-foot pit?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
How much damage did I take?
You take 4 falling damage.
If she lowers herself into the second pit, we can pull her up from the other pit, the other end of the pit, right?
But how do I get out of this one with no one right here? Am I tall enough to...
With an athletics check, you could try to jump up there.
We've got 50 feet of rope. We can throw one end to her and try to pull her up from where we're at, right? Gulron could do that, right?
Somebody could go back to her.
Antaeus, are you not proficient with traps?
I've encountered a few, but...
I've heard of people reverse engineering these things. Maybe you can...
This is a collapsing trap. So the whole floor has collapsed in on itself.
So
there is no... It has no reset. It has... Somebody would have to like actually have this trap repaired.
Oh, so it's different than the one outside that reset.
This is very clearly the kind of trap that's like, well, the jig is up. Anybody that ends up in here needs to be trapped in here.
Like 4 shutters.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, we just throw the 50-foot rope to her and try to help her out.
Okay, give me a ranged attack roll, and don't get less than a 10.
I pass it to Brianna.
Well, Brianna would have to throw her rope at that point.
We said that rope was fine, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I was going to say, I can try if not. But...
Oh, yeah, if whoever's good with throwing.
But you need to go 30. It's going to be 30 feet across and then 20 feet down.
I mean, I'm not great at range attack, but I do have a 14 dex, so
okay,
better than a
9. You kind of like whip the rope out, and it goes over and then down. So there's a rope on the other side of the pit.
All right.
I'm assuming Brianna's not going to continue to hold it.
I'll hold Gulron while he holds
my whole
it.
30 pounds just like hefting her up.
I caught me a Brianna! All right, give me a athletics check to climb out. Okay, that's enough. Now you can try to jump across the next one.
If she lowers herself down, we could pull her up from the other side, right?
Yeah, she could also try that as well if she wanted to do that.
Will I not take damage?
You can make an athletics check to try to crawl down into the pit. Or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Assuming it'd be easier, though, right? Than trying to jump across.
Perhaps. All of these things are failable.
Ugh, I might as well just try to jump across.
Okay.
I am moving to as far to the side as I can.
Okay.
Good lord. Please be an okay roll.
I don't need somebody...
I think I needed a 15.
That is not enough to jump across.
God damn it.
You will take another 3 points of damage.
Lovely.
I know.
Alright, well.
But now you can give me one more athletics to climb out.
Don't you wish you were in front of that door still?
Yeah.
It's a group bonding exercise.
All right, you are in front of the last of the doors.
Trust fall.
All right. Any of us need like a quick heal before we go in here, just in
I
case?
think everybody needs a quick here.
All right, I can do a fervor heal, which is only on myself, I think.
Super helpful.
It's special for War Priest. War Priest can draw upon the power of her faith to heal wounds or harm foes. Oh, maybe I can do it to anyone. Number of times per day. Okay, so basically it's a cure light wounds that I can do 3 times per day from my fervor class ability thing.
Okay.
I landed it and hurt my finger.
So I'm gonna do one on myself.
I do not need a heal.
Oh, whopping 2 fucking health. Good God. I'll do one more on myself. That's good. All right. Anyone else want a heal?
I'll take one if you're offering. On Teus, I don't know how badly you're injured.
She's
You've
only got
fallen in
this
more
last
pits
one,
than
so-
You've fallen in more pits than I have, so you have priority, I would assume.
You said you got 3 of them, right?
And these are just from my free fervor theme. This is even using up spell points, so this is just a... All right, that's for you, Goron.
Okay.
Thank you.
The last door stands in front of you. Do you want to enter it, or do you want to just give up now?
Much
Ooh,
better.
you didn't even check it for traps. That's fucking fantastic. Nope. You didn't even check it for traps.
did it in the wrong order.
You did. So you reach out and you're like getting ready to disable the lock on the door.
Fall into a pit.
Nope. And like you quickly recoil your hand as a spike juts out of the door handle.
I was using that perception. I was wanting to listen at the door to see if I heard anything.
You're saying you put your ear next to the spike jetting door?
Okay, you like lean your ear in as like he's like going to finagle with the door handle, and a spike like hits you right in the cheek. Take 2 points of damage.
Everyone, stop touching things unless you check it out first, please.
I've never had my traps be this successful before in any game ever. You guys got every trap triggered.
There's the easy way to find traps, and then there's the hard way.
We chose the max power way.
Antaeus, I know this is a wild concept, but try using your damn eyes first.
I think I jostled something when I fell into that pit. I must have,
Are you sure you're not a human?
Well, the good news is you did technically disable the lock on the door with that disabled device.
I disabled the traps on it. So
No, you disabled the lock. You want to see if there's more traps on it? Reach out to open the door.
Well, before I do that, maybe I'll make a perception check. It's not going to matter. I'm going to roll it too. Oh, that's better.
Nope, you don't notice it. Elizabeth is like, wait, don't? There is clearly one more spike there, and one more spike there, and if you grab at the handle, and you can manage to disable it.
Wait, and
Oh
then,
no, I'm sorry. That will not disable it. That will trigger it. This is slightly higher than I expected. Does a 20 hit? Okay. Take 6 points of damage from one more spike.
Let's put it this way. I gain all of my AC bonus from my dex.
The traps are just gonna kill the party.
Is it now like disabled or is it like resetting?
No, they're not resetting. The spikes are still stuck out. No,
Are there any more spikes?
You know where the other spike is. You just have to try to like get through the door without. You can either try to disable it again and potentially trigger the last one, or just try to push your way through.
Knowing that there is another spike in there, would it make it easier for me to do this?
Being able to even get the check is because of the successful perception.
Question. So I could see where the other spike was because I saw it.
Yep.
Right. So can I just like put my shield up in front of it and like open the door?
Yeah, you can give that a try. Go ahead and give me an attempt there.
I'm gonna fall prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone else to like get against the wall or like get down or something. I'm gonna try to just like tank this spike with my shield, hopefully.
Okay. Go for it.
So what do I do?
You attempt the door.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit your AC? So you put your shield right over where you're sure the spike is, and you feel the spike push forward, and you're holding on your shield, and then your hands like kind of shift enough trying to push against the spike, and the spike comes across your knuckles and digs into you for 2 points of damage.
Oh, it's not very much, thankfully.
There are no more spikes left to trigger on the door, though.
Good job, everyone.
You guys have disabled the device the hard way.
Oh.
All right, I opened the fucking door.
All right. Inside, as you open the door, you will see. Do I have? You will see two figures standing inside. One of them, both of them, you know. One of them is Ego, and the other one is Sterling.
Of course.
Ego is standing with his hands like at the ready, and there is a object that is kind of like hanging on, like an axe hanging on the wall next to you. Let me make sure that's correct. I think that is what it is. Yeah, and he offers to you. This could be something that we deal with a very painful way, or this can be something that we talk through. You've already made quite a mess of things, and perhaps you found your way into a much worse situation, a much different situation than what you see before you.
I'm a fan of talking this through, bud, and in terms of talking this through, you got an illegal trap right outside your door.
What were you looking at for, Antaeus?
Sizing him up.
That would be gauge, not perception.
Okay.
I'll let you keep the 20 and make it a gauge. What's your gauge bonus?
I believe that's a +3. Yes, +3.
Do you have these skills posted somewhere, how they operate, or?
Yeah, they are in the gauge is essentially sense motive. Almost exactly sense motive with a few minor changes, but since one of the derivatives of sense motive is the ability to size up an opponent. Acrobatics or athletics directly replaces climb and jump, just like part of what it does in 5e. And the other skill is investigation. Investigation is basically like an ability to uncover and decipher clues and information that you have. And it is an intelligence-based skill. Athletics, just like in 5e and Pathfinder 2e, is a strength-based skill. And sense motive, or gauge, is exactly sense motive.
Okay.
Ego looks like he is a relatively skilled wizard of sorts. And you notice that Sterling has his hands on a couple of cards in the deck box that is on his belt. And looks as if he's ready to throw them.
Oh, that stupid Gambit piece of shit.
So do they have anything to say to me telling them that, yeah, let's talk it out because you got an illegal trap outside?
I might have such a thing, but I don't own this building, so it would be interesting for you to try to convict me of such things. I am simply in here.
Well, you're actually...
Oh, she loves her kids. God damn it, lights. That was not cool.
I'll just say to him, well, I don't know who owns this building, but you two are occupying it right now, and the trap triggered outside. Enough probable cause for me. I'm sure I can figure out
That's very
something else
sad.
that
That's very
happened.
sad for the owner. I'm glad you've investigated and discovered these things. Now, let's discuss something else, shall we? You guys could just leave. That would be a good option, and you guys could take up your quarrel with the owner of this establishment, and I could take my leave, and we can just let everything go as it needs to be.
Trespassing is still illegal.
I have permission to be here, I assure you.
Oh, do you?
I do. You look quite rough there. You almost as if, like, perhaps having to engage in fisticuffs right now might not be your best course of action.
Oh, fisticuffs is never my best course of action.
Good. So discussion is your best course of action.
I didn't necessarily say that, but...
Now, let me ask you all a question. Are you concerned with the plight of your friend Nico?
Maybe. What's it to you?
I'm concerned with Nico's situation.
What is Nico's situation exactly?
Nico is very poor. Nico's daughter is very sick. She doesn't quite know it, but he does. She talks to things that aren't real. More than just like an imaginary friend. Her toys, she said, have danced before her. Part of what her father has been putting money aside for is to get her out of that area. He blames the area for part of the problem. He doesn't talk about it much. But I have an opportunity to help him.
I mean,
And
after you took
in
his
doing
money?
so, hide myself. The money, taking the money is part of getting him more. You'll
What's
notice
the
if you look
cost?
at your reports correctly, the amount of money listed on the reports is missing. It has there's no documented information about how much. If all of a
That's accurate.
sudden an unexpected windfall reappeared in there and he dropped the case, no one would come looking for him as the potential culprit of a great theft, would they?
So you're saying that you're doing all of this for Nico and
I'm
his
not
daughter?
doing all of this for him. I'm just realizing when I have a way to keep myself safe in the process. If I were to perform a big enough heist and steal quite a bit of money, but I keep the money, I go to jail eventually when they figure it out. But if I don't ever have that money, I can't be convicted of stealing that money without a lot of proof. And I have a plan to hit the biggest coffer of them all.
Perfect timing, huh?
Payback is what it is.
Payback for what?
They put me there. This trickery that happens every year. I was the best they had, and they picked comparatively a parlor trick over mine. And they rolled what I did over to the knights.
So that's how it happened.
Yeah. I didn't fail. I was quite successful. However, as Sterling can account for, his family is linked to a lot of things, as are a few other families. And he, for a moment, glances over at Elizabeth. The money that moves amongst the secret society is not just the money of thieves, but is the money of those who need to keep secrets and need to stay in power. My actions will hurt them in a significant way and help others and prove what this truly is, a sham. All you need to do is keep quiet and let me cover up the details here.
Prove what's a sham?
This whole secret society business. It's nothing more than a way for the elite to stay in power and create a boogeyman for everyone to worry about. Secret society makes everybody as afraid of things as they are of their children, speaking of gremlins.
Huh? What do you know about that?
What? It's a known thing. The last thing you ever want your child to be talking about is seeing little men or little people wandering about. It is a sign
fuzzy
of
people?
It is a sign of madness. Madness of the worst kind.
And you say the little girl has this madness?
She believes that her toys are talking to her. She believes that they dance and perform for her. She does not... Have you ever noticed... She once showed me a little show that she did, and I was a little perturbed because it seemed better than what I would expect of a child to do.
I've seen it.
And according to her father has said... She's not the one telling the story. The little people tell her what to do.
What do you know about it?
Not much. I just know that it's a common thing amongst goblins to fall victim to the madness. We don't get a lot of help in our communities to identify it, and many are still allowed to continue to breed when they have it, and it's a very highly contagious disease. Well, passed on generationally, of course, so not contagious in the viral way.
I think we met a goblin named Jumi today that had it.
Are you planning some sort of restriction on goblin reproduction rights?
No, I'm not looking to restrict them all. I'm just saying if we can isolate people who have this problem.
I agree.
Of course you do.
Anyways, this is all hearsay. We need to prove this stuff you're saying.
Specifically goblins, or can other races contract it?
It's not just goblins. They've seen it in other people. But again, treating it like contracting, it's not passed that way. It is a biological, each generation has people that will carry the trait.
So just seeing it.
Oh, shit. Thank you for the raid. Damn.
Damn.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So just seeing it won't cause permanent damage?
I think you're misunderstanding. Imagine, if you will, that your father had a bit of this madness, and then he had children with another person. It's very likely that you yourself will have some level of this disease, if that's what we're calling it. Madness is less of a disease and more of an affliction.
It's genetics.
Yes. You're getting it now.
Yeah, I get the basic idea of genetics. So you don't know much more about gremlins?
No. That's
Elizabeth looks very uncomfortable right now.
it's just another it's just another sign of the madness taking its hold. So you have your option. We can deal with this the rough way, or you can let me go on my way. You guys can pretend none of this happened, and everything will be as it should be.
There's not like I guess it would be hard to have an alignment for the society or anything like that, right? Like, there's not necessarily, I mean, other than like maybe chaotic, but like, I don't think I'd really be able to tell if they were evil or not per se.
I mean, this is a very self-interested thing, but self-interest doesn't necessarily mean his entire life is about self-interest.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the society itself is. I wouldn't be able to tell if there's like an inherent evil.
You don't know anything about the society.
Yeah, well, I knew a little bit about it, but not more than he really told us right there.
Has the other person said anything?
No, Sterling is just standing there at the ready, waiting to see what you guys decide to do.
Have I met this guy?
You've not met either of them.
Well,
You were being detained.
Yeah, you got yourself locked up for a B&E.
well, at the very least, that explains the deck of cards. So
Right,
mystery
the
solved.
weird ass deck of cards we couldn't figure out.
So, and this is me asking Ego. So, Ego, I know what you get out of this. What does Sterling get out of this?
It's Sterling's ability to get back at his family.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sterling is getting written out of the family wealth. He'll be left with nothing. They disagree with his choices of lifestyle, and they want little to do with him.
I don't even know if I want to ask what choices of lifestyle.
It's not really your need to know anyway, right?
I mean, it kind of is in determining his character.
I want to look at the rest of the party as if like I'm ready to fuck these guys up because there's a lot of like unknowns here, and I don't think we're like ready to like just back down.
Oh,
So like
yeah,
I
I'm
look
like,
around at them if they're ready to like fight or if they don't want to.
I mean,
So-
they are ready. Oh, you said the party you're looking at.
The party, I'm looking
Okay.
at like I'm kind of looking at them like they know Gulran like always wants to like go in and fight. Like I'm giving them that look like I'm ready to go.
I'm
And
at
if
half
they're
hit
if they're
points.
kind of giving like the no don't kind of thing.
Oh, I'm at half hit points and prone on the ground at the moment, so I'm about as
You're
useful
not
as I.
prone on the ground. Get out of here.
No, when she set off the trap, I jumped down to the
Oh
ground.
yeah, but you would have
Let
stood up by
stand
now.
there.
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
just
didn't know
having
if,
this
like,
conversation.
You don't.
on the
You don't
floor.
stay on the ground. You can easily
I
pull
didn't know
yourself
if-
up. We're not
He
in
was
like
very
a.
clearly. Sterling was very clearly at the ready to attack us. and I
Yeah,
didn't know
but
if that
he's
was-
letting the conversation happen. You could stand up unless you make an action that looks threatening. He's not gonna like start whipping cards at you.
Well, if that's the case, then I would have stood up. I just didn't want to like take the chance and get myself hit with a card and die in the most embarrassing way possible.
Getting gambited out.
So Brianna will look a little uncomfortable. She'll say, and this she's directing this really at Ego. She says, I truly I don't have a quarrel with you. I would rather resolve this peacefully, but the thing is, if it is as you say, no amount of money is going to help Nico. I don't see how that, our sympathy for Nico is going to,
Money gets her help. Money gets her a place where they can at least care for her properly. Clearly, you must understand the benefits that the wealthy have when they deal with this. Many of the wealthy also have children with the madness, and not one of them has to worry about what will happen to their children. They simply put them in a home, and they're cared for, or they have people that come and help them deal with it, help them understand the differences, and they can be medicated. There are plenty of things, plenty of substances that exist that can help one forget about the madness.
what sort of substances?
I'm not familiar heavily with the drugs that exist.
I don't know if that gives me any insight as to. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, so you know there's like a number of like semi-hallucinogenics that would kind of like, or not like semi-tranquilizers that would kind of like keep the mind from being able to sort of wander, or at the very least keep a person like placated in a way that the visions they're seeing are not going to freak them out.
Yeah, I'll start naming off some of them and then kind of explain. Yeah, they'll subdue it, but won't ultimately get rid of it, but it's still better than living with it, I suppose.
It is. And access will not come if all he's doing is working on his salary and paying for where he has to stay. What will free him is being free of the cost. He has the alibi he needs for the money I can give him, a reason to have that much money. He's a poor man that's been saving for a long time.
So Nico's in on this with you, is that correct?
Nico has no idea.
Would the government or the military or whoever's investigating the case, would they have cause to take the money from him if he comes across that kind of windfall?
If he suddenly says like, hey, I have extra money that I'm not supposed to have, yes, the government will take the money. Like they will take the excess money and give him what is supposed to be his. If just all of a sudden, like, he opened up the trapdoor and there was a bunch of money.
15,000 gold in here or whatever. And he's not aware of it, then what happens if the authorities get involved?
There will be a note explaining to him not to contact the authorities. To simply go to them and tell him that he found the money and that he's sorry for making a false claim. He'll spend a couple of days probably prisoned. But he's a good enough man, he might be able to get out of it.
Would I be able to use that to try to figure out if Sterling is actually of any kind of like significance in the town?
Sterling is of wealth. You know, Sterling's family works within a lot of the like he's got a very large family.
Hello, friend.
Thank you for the follow. There are a number of like Granvilles that work throughout Knightsbridge to maintain a lot of the systems, a lot of the like arcane architecture that goes into how like regular things work. A lot of the street lighting, a lot of the security stuff. They have their hand in quite a number of things. So thinking about it, the Granville name is kind of like a well enough known name.
So so it does kind of corroborate a story a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens when you guys do take the money from them? We
plan to return the items that we used, and Sterling can take over the business, and I will never be seen again. My deeds will have been done, and I have no interest in sticking around here in this place, as it will fall to even worse corruption, and I am certain the society will wish to see no more of me.
Is he talking about the society falling to worse corruption, or?
He's talking about the city falling to worse corruption, and the secret society will basically hunt him.
You don't think that would have anything to do with the change in power?
Lots of times, power changes.
I mean, he said he was going to get put into power, right?
No, Sterling will take over his business.
Okay, I was kind of
he'll take over Ego's business.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about the family business.
He's going to take over Ego's business. The family doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I think Brianna's actually inclined to let them go.
I'm trying to figure out how impactful the amount of wealth they're stealing from them is.
Well, it's hard to say. You don't know exactly how much.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a line of questioning that I could.
He's not going to give you exact numbers that potentially implicates him in whatever ends up happening.
Yeah. Well, I was more so trying to figure out because if they do it and then that affects the business and then that affects the rest of the town because of all the things that the businesses have their hands in, like as far as like the electricity and all that stuff, I don't want it to more or less negatively impact the rest of the city because he's taking money from his family.
Well, time is of the essence, so I need an answer now. Otherwise, we need to take action one way or another. I'm sure with the fuss that you made out there, somebody by now will have contacted the guards. Then one of the knights will be here probably very soon. So we all either need to get out of here now and you need to agree, or I need to make sure I clean house.
So Brianna's looking at the rest of the party. Like, she kind of doesn't want to, but it's like if the party decides that they're going to
Goran is ready to arrest them.
Elizabeth?
I think Elizabeth is really torn right now. She doesn't really know what to do because on the one hand, like, they're obviously committing crimes and this is the case that we've been trying to solve and they just fucking admitted to it. So it's like, on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, we arrest them. But on the other hand, I'm like, fuck, this daughter is like exactly like me. And I'm like, I would like want her to be able to get the help she needs. But like, I don't know. I'm like super torn. Elizabeth doesn't know what the hell to do. So.
Yeah, the daughter is definitely concerning, but I would say that I'm more concerned with what the ramifications of taking that much money, well, mostly just taking that much money from the businesses or the family is going to do, because they control a lot of the like utilities and stuff in the town, it seems like, and well, I don't know if that's going to cause like taxes to rise.
I should advise you have 2 minutes to make the decision, or Sterling and Ego are going to make it for you.
Okay. So that's my concern.
Yep, I am starting the clock. You have 2 minutes to make a decision about what you're going to do.
What do you guys think? I mean,
Are they like letting us talk as a party?
They're letting you talk.
Like,
they are standing there at the ready, but they are letting you talk.
Oh, so they could hear us?
Yeah.
What we say?
If you try to walk away, they will engage you.
So,
yeah, sorry.
So Brianna just looks very troubled. She's like, I saw that little girl, and you all didn't meet her, but I did, and I just really feel bad for her.
I met her, but we ultimately we have to think about what the best decision for everyone is. I do want to help her, but I don't know what what's going to happen as a result of this. I don't know how well his family, I'm going to look over at him, is going to be able to continue supporting, especially like these lower income areas with all these utilities, if they take this undisclosed amount of money from them.
To be clear, we're not taking it from his family. We're taking it from the society that they empower. The secret society.
Well, that makes things a little bit more clear.
So I don't want to like force an encounter. So if you guys look at Goran, he looks like he's about to like attack. So if you want to like stop him, you have to like say like, no, we're not, or I'm starting combat.
Well, your time is up. I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
Let me clear the initiative order before you roll. Hold on.
No.
And let's get some combat music on.
Do we have tokens out?
No, let me drag you to... I don't have a map for this. I legit forgot. So your mini should be on the page there. Can you give me another reroll, Brianna, by clicking on your token and then rerolling that?
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have macros at all. in this.
I don't have. I did there.
Load.
I did not expect us to get this far tonight.
With all our great investigation rolls.
Sterling goes on that.
Oh, there's initiative.
Oh, Sterling's initiative is wrong. That's annoying. I need to adjust that by 4, so that should be a whole 7.
I guess that makes sense, though.
Oh, it's so bad. And ego. Go on.
I wouldn't be the first one to react anyway, so.
Ego's initiative is also slightly off, so I'll roll it and then correct it. Should be a 15. Alright, so this is a 40 by 40 foot room. They are they're at the middle of it, so they are about 25 feet out from you. But there is a table between you and them.
How big is the table?
Here, I'll draw out a little map real quick.
I was just curious to go around the table, like how much movement would it basically take to go from where we are around the table to them?
Yeah. Here, so we got a little grid here. And there is... I'll put each of you in the room. Boop.
Oh.
Boop.
They removed our initiative for us,
Boop. What?
or at least for me. I only see
Yeah.
their initiatives.
I see everybody's initiative.
Yeah, we don't.
Ego and Sterling.
I'll read you guys through the initiative. I've got the initiative order
Okay.
up, so I'll try to close and reopen it and see if that works. Do you got it now? No. All right. I've still got it in proper order, so I'll read us through it. Just let me know if you guys get skipped.
Yeah.
Grab
Good, I like where I'm positioned.
some minis here. Come on. Where are you at? I will use...
So regardless, we would be aiming to preferably be doing not killing them because we want to bring them in, right?
That is your decision. You can choose whatever damage you wish to. We'll use this for Sterling. Let me change the grid sizing here. Grid sizing's a little too big.
I'm not convinced that I even want to, but I guess that's ultimately not my decision to make since I'm going at 3.
So it'll be here. Yep. And
Let that burn a little too long.
where's my might? There it is. I'm gonna use a might as ego. So they are here looking over this table.
Ah, it's one of those gremlins.
Might. There we go. Nice. I love it when it does that with objects. Alright. There we are. Let's put some walls in here.
So just to clarify again, this one is Ego and this one is Sterling.
Yes. Up, I'm a little over there. So let's put that there and move them in the right places. This should be here, and they should be here and here, respectively. All right. First on the initiative order is Ghoulron. You guys are all in the doorway here.
Is this accurate measurement? Or no?
Yes. Actually, the table should be, I think, 1 square forward, and they should be 1 square forward. That should be more correct.
Okay. I will cast Sanctuary on myself,
Okay.
and I'll go forward My max move is around here.
Yep.
And I'll like try to like draw their fire. I'll be like, "You're coming in, one way or the other."
Ego's turn. I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's disappointing that we couldn't work this out better. And the axe that is on the wall will start to glow and kind of move over, and it will take an attack at Antaeus. Say 14 hit.
Yeah,
Okay. For 9.
I'm at -3.
Okay. Antaeus goes down. Elizabeth.
Good lord. This is not fun.
It is.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, no. No.
You can move through friendly squares as long as you are not charging.
Alright.
But it looks like you have line either way.
Yep. So I guess I'm gonna move up to him.
Yep. Poor Sterling.
We go in strength surge.
Yep.
And longsword attacking.
It's gonna be so sad for Sterling. That is sadly a hit because he is still denied. Actually, yeah, he's denied his dex. Combat really has not begun. So that will be for 8. Let me give him a bar real quick here. And you take a pretty big chunk out of him as you get a cut right across his chest. Brianna.
Brianna. Oh, okay, good. Okay, Brianna is going to target Antaeus, and she is going to cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay. You'll need to step over to do that.
Oh.
Better make my will save.
Antaeus, gain back 10.
Hooray!
Sterling will go, and he will take a step back, and he will
Down me again.
cast a spell and toss a card at Elizabeth. Oh, miserable. He casts Shocking Grasp, but lets the card fly wild, and it bursts
Not even close, buddy.
into the wall
Sorry.
behind her.
I'll call it out if I have a free action to do that.
Yep. Then it is Antaeus' turn.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't like being hit by that axe.
It's still there. Still happy to see you.
So, trying to remember. What I forgot to do.
Right now you're laying on the ground.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stand back up.
Okay.
The formulas, do those work essentially like spells?
Sort of.
Like in the casting time, more so.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought that that's what it was, but I couldn't remember where I found that. Because I was going to, and I knew what I forgot to do. I forgot to put down my bomb as a weapon, but
Well, you can make a ranged attack roll and then roll the d4 plus damage.
yeah, because I wanted to do my, where is it? I wanted to use that admixture I was talking about, the targeted bomb admixture.
Doesn't that require you to be up close to do it, or no?
Uh,
Just toss it in the chat. This is Antaeus' first time in combat, so right now we can say he falls in combat 100% of the time.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that's changes.
Nope, you can still
I mean,
nature this effect, blah blah blah. You can only have one admixture.
well, I don't even know how.
Yeah, that's fine. They only hit a direct target, so yep. Go ahead and give me a ranged attack roll.
Ranged attack.
And who are you attacking?
Who was the one that used that axe? Did I?
That was Ego. Ego summoned the axe from the wall.
Okay, he can go fuck himself. I'm not gonna hit him with this, I'm sure, because my range attack is absolutely.
You hit. It is a range touch. Roll me a D4 plus double your int.
Plus my 8.
Ooh, that is a rough hit for Ego. Let's give him a life total here.
I can throw shit too. And then he downs me on my next on his
and
next.
that is a lot of pain for Ego. Ghoul run.
I'll just like say to the party, like, clearly that's an arcane spell, or do I have to roll a check to like know what the spell that he did?
You would need a spellcraft to identify the spell.
Sorry, Antaeus called it out when he identified it, or
yeah, he identified the shocking grasp. He didn't identify the other thing. That
no,
happened.
I wanted to know the axe thing.
Yeah, give me. You would know that to be. I think that's good enough.
Everyone's just trying to know if he can break his concentration to end the spell, or if it doesn't work like that.
1 sec. Pulling it up now. You're not sure what the spell is.
Okay. I'm not sure like how it works at all. Like breaking.
You're not sure about the spell at all.
Okay.
Is the axe floating?
It is floating on in the air.
And it's still floating after being bombed?
The axe wasn't bombed. You bombed him. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you could put 2 and 2 together and maybe assume that it's likely this is not concentration based. I see what you're trying to do there.
Okay, yeah, like when I look at him, he's all like making eye contact with it and holding his hand over it or something.
I don't always understand what people are implying, but when I do, it's delayed.
Just like his fireballs.
But yeah, what do you want to do?
Sorry, so when I'm looking at him, it doesn't look like he's like controlling the axe.
No, the axe is operating on its own.
Okay. If I can fit in here, is that a thing I can do?
Yep. And Sterling does not have a melee weapon. I'm annoyed that I did not.
He doesn't wield the cards. He doesn't wield cards at melee.
I'll just tell them to lay down their weapons or they're gonna die.
Ooh, paper cut.
Death is better than going back in that cell.
Well, you've made your choices. That's my turn.
Okay. Well, with your statement, let's see. Double check how this works. Nope, okay. It will continue on Antaeus. The axe will. Back down Antaeus goes. 200% so far, Antaeus drop rate in combat. Ego is going to attempt to break away from Ghoulron here. And what is does that beat your CMD?
Yes.
Okay. So he will take some moves over to here. And he will launch he will, like, start to cast something. If you want to give me if people that want to give me some spell crafting. I guess one of you is unconscious, so you don't get to. He is casting Mage Hand, but in a very odd way, to do something rather unique.
Don't like it.
That is against Ghoul Run.
Did he have to pass a
There's
will
no
save
crit.
to hit
The crit should not be multiplying that, but huh?
Does he have to pass a will save to attack me?
Oh yeah, you have Sanctuary.
Yeah.
He does.
He's giving him a wedgie.
So he takes and a magical hand appears in front of him, and it's gripping a bottle of acid, and it flings the acid forward at you.
So what's the total damage? Am I taking 9 damage?
It's 10 and 1, because the bludgeoning will be
10
doubled,
and
but the acid will not.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
He gets destroyed by the bottle, but the acid hurts a little bit.
Well, the bottle gets him like right in the face and just splashes into him, and most of it is like the shards of glass that are now stuck in his face and beard. But the acid just kind of like drips out because it mostly like splashed around the glass, hitting perfect impact.
This is so not good. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go after this one for now.
All right.
Ah, my lord!
Oh, a miserable attempt at an attack.
9. Good God.
Brianna.
Sorry. Okay, so Antaeus is like negative hit points right now.
Antaeus is back on the ground bleeding. He got axed. A little too rough a question.
In extra dramatic fashion.
Well, unfortunately, Brianna doesn't have any way to help in that situation. I thought I had stabilized, but I do not.
That's fine. I'm a -2. I think I'll probably survive the fight unless they axe me to death.
So I'm just going to write a song about it, and I'm going to begin my performance.
Okay. Sterling is going to go, and at Ghoulran's statement, Sterling will, especially staring down the damage he just took from Elizabeth, he will like raise his hands, and Sterling and Ego will shout, "You fool! They're not going to let us go. You don't know how bad it is." Antaeus,
I do have something.
Give me your fort save. That is enough. No, you're at -2, so you are going to take a point of damage. Ghoulran.
So he raises his hands and
wait.
he's surrendering? Oh.
Yeah. Sterling is surrendering.
Did he fail his fort save even with my +1 from Inspire Courage?
Actually, no. Do not take that damage. That is Xaxes.
Hooray!
I'll say that unconscious you can hear it. That seems reasonable. Your heart still feels the vibrations of her voice. Wait, hold on. No, it's fine.
I can't plug my ears to stop myself.
It's like when somebody's singing you a reverse lullaby.
Maybe
+1
I'm stomping.
against charm and fear effects?
Yes.
Oh.
That's not about birds.
I thought no, does not give it to all saves. So never mind. Take your extra 1 point of damage.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought it was to all saves as well, but thank you for the clarification. Go ahead, Ghoulran, it's your action. That bought you enough time to think about your action.
Yes.
No, don't you do that. What was that color?
That was John drawing it up.
Okay.
John's like seeing how fast you can die.
He hasn't taken any hits, has he?
Ego?
Yes. Yeah.
Ego's taken a hit. He took a pretty
Yeah.
palpable hit. He got bombed to the chest.
I was throwing
Is running use up my action?
Moving 30 feet. Well, you just moved what? Hold on.
Well, I'll move more. I didn't know if running could take up. If I could just run and lose AC and get to them to heal.
You need a straight line to be able to run, and you don't have a straight line.
You can't
So that's
run
the furthest
so
you'd be able to move.
Okay.
All right. Ego is going to go. And
Hold on, did I use my full move?
you moved 40 feet. I mean, even if I do this the shortest way possible. Oops.
Okay, no, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's 25 if you do it that way.
35?
Or yeah, 35. So you have 5 more feet of movement.
I have 5 more feet?
Yes.
And I lose... okay, yeah, let's move in.
Okay. It can't be on a diagonal, though, because technically that would be 7.5.
Okay.
Ego is going to go, and watching you rush towards him, he is going to try to throw another one of these at you.
Dirty slut.
Does 13 hit your touch?
Who's this at?
Ghoulron.
I rushed away from him.
Does a 13 hit your touch? You're rushing towards the guy who's down, and it's inefficient for him not to take down the guy who's down.
Towards Ego. I was
no.
Like, what? Yeah, that hits.
Including your shield?
My touch AC is 10.
I'm sorry, this actually, I forgot, this is not against touch. This is an attack roll. Does that hit AC?
You got a +1.
The AC?
No, you don't get a plus, it's just to attack and damage.
My AC 16, touch is 10.
Okay, so that will not actually hit. So you raise up your shield and it shatters against the shield and the acid kind of drips down.
Ooh.
Elizabeth.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell Sterling that I'm gonna move away from you. If you take an attack of opportunity on me, I'm gonna make sure that you get...
He gestures to the cards on his belt.
Well, true, yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna move away from you, but if you start attacking anyone again, I will, like personally make sure that
Calm down, woman, and do your job.
Just making sure you know you're not fucking mother does anything shitty.
Alright. That is not a hit, unfortunately.
Oh my god. 18?
18.
Plus 1?
Actually 19. Oh yeah, 18. I'm sorry. That'll take us to Brianna, who's just watching her friend lay on the ground bleeding out.
Well, Brianna, I suppose, will target Ego, and she will, while she's singing and performing, she will...
Okay. That will miss Ego.
Okay.
Sterling is going to cast a spell. Let's see if this works okay. Hold on a sec.
Probably not an attack spell either.
Nope. And then he is going to... move to here.
Did he cast invisibility?
Nope. He did not. None of you know what he cast. But he, from there, is out of ability to do something. Let me make sure something else here. Yeah, okay. But that is all he does for now. Antaeus. Roll your fort. Ooh, take another. Ghoulron.
Can I gauge what he's doing? Is he look malice intent, or
No, he does not look like he has any hostile intent. I'll give you that without a gauge. Like, he's not drawn a card. He is, like, staring at the door.
Staring at the door.
He's staring at the door.
Where's the door? Right in front of him?
Right behind Brianna.
Oh. I'll go back here and I'll say, don't even think about leaving this scene of a crime. And I'll channel energy. You can take some heals, I guess.
Ooh. So he's going to gain 4.
I heal 6.
All right. Ego is going to go. He's going to try to get away from Elizabeth.
That channel, that heals me too, or?
Yep.
Yes.
Hooray.
Ooh, does that beat your
0.
CMD?
Yeah.
He's going to take a short move over here and lob one of these at you this time. Ooh, that doesn't confirm though. But it is 4 points of bludgeoning and 3 points of acid damage. And Elizabeth, it is your turn.
Dude, you are annoying me.
I think he's okay with that.
Back here, you little bitch ass. Fucking just stop. Just stop.
Oh! And that will likely put a halt to his actions. We'll see though. As you like basically get him right across the side and like cut a giant gash across his waist. Brianna.
Well.
Why is my hit point so obnoxious?
Does Ego look like he's, or I guess actually, does Ego look like he is attempting to escape? I mean, not Ego, Sterling. Does Sterling look like he's attempting?
Yeah, Sterling definitely looks like he's attempting to escape.
Okay. So I will, I will pull my dagger and I will give him a choice. I'll say he can either cease trying to escape and allow me to bind him with my rope, or I will attack him with my dagger.
Okay. Sterling will not answer you until his initiative. And on his initiative, he will try to say, fuck you. Does a 14 beat your CMD?
It just does.
Okay, he will slip past you.
What about Antaeus? Isn't Antaeus in the way too?
Antaeus is like laying on the ground.
I channeled energy wasn't enough.
That doesn't make people stand up. If you like get knocked down, you got to do the next part of the song, which is get up again. And that happens on your initiative. However, I need an acrobatics here. Okay, and he'll be able to work on crossing that. Antaeus, you are at 0. Getting up is a move action. The axe is not attacking anymore.
That's good.
However, getting up does provoke an attack of opportunity from both Ghoulron and Brianna.
Is he only 5 feet out from the door?
No, he's around the corner.
Okay, so he's not even... Okay.
Yeah.
Ego, he's still there doing ego shit. I suppose I will, ready... Can I ready a bomb for if Ego tries to attack?
Yeah.
Do I
you can like get your ingredients together and get prepared to like push them in and then throw them forward.
Yeah, so if I see him prepare to make an attack, I'll
yeah.
Ghoulron. And stand up, of course.
I heard this conversation where he disobeyed Brianna's thing.
Yeah.
And yours.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have any. Elizabeth looks fine over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll attempt to block his path provoking whatever attacks you.
That's not the path. So remember, this is a 5-foot wide hallway. So you come out the door here. That's the door. And then you would come around the corner to see where he is, because I'm leaving him there to see if there would be some metagamey stuff going on. So you'll need to come around the corner to see where he is.
So sorry, can you draw what am I looking at? Which way?
Right now you're looking. The hallway is to the left.
Is it 5 feet?
So like
Here's
I
the hallway.
have to go
It
this
is 10
way.
feet. Yep. So if
Okay.
you go
Right,
there,
I see.
you will see that Sterling is here on the other side of the pit.
On the other side of the
On the
pit?
other side of the pit.
Oh, I meant is it? Oh, that's a bad color. Why did I pick that color?
I don't remember how much distance I've used already.
You moved. Yep, there you go. No, it's through Brianna. You stepped into Brianna with the 5-foot diagonal.
I don't
So
know
you-
which one's Brianna.
Here, hold on.
Can't tell.
Here,
This is
and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here. So you're 15. Or I'm sorry, and then here, and then here. So you're 20 feet of movement so far.
Brianna's the pink one.
I meant is this is 5 or 10 feet?
It's 5
wide
feet
or-
wide.
Okay.
A very
I just
narrow
tell him
hallway.
to stop. We know who you are, and you're either planning on leaving this town or you're going to jail. And that's
Huh?
what you're-
I guess you figured out my plan. Ego is going to attempt to take a step back from you. Actually, he's just going to take a 5-foot step back from you. And he's going to bottoms up. And instead of throwing the potion at you, he's going to drink the acid vial.
Nah.
Elizabeth, he is unconscious on the ground.
Wait. I'm gonna try to stop. Well, actually,
He did not make an attack.
that's right.
It's okay. I got this. Don't worry.
Is
I
your
guess
Try to
action?
what?
stop him from killing himself.
I can heal. I
You.
can heal him.
Oh my god, you're ruining his life!
I don't give a fuck.
Alright, well, do it. It's your initiative.
Yeah, so I'll move up. God, I kind of want to have him bound up before I heal him, though.
Ooh, yes.
But I can't.
Take
do
time
both. Mm,
with a man who just drank acid.
yeah, no.
Alright. He will gain some hit points. I'm gonna leave that. It's not visible hit points, though. Brianna.
At least I can say I tried.
As you heal him, he starts coughing back up the acid and swearing at the same time.
Can I try and hit him with my slingshot and knock him out?
Yeah, you're at a penalty because he's laying on the ground.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and give me an attack roll. Ooh. That will, with the penalty, still miss though.
Even with the +1?
Yes, because he's a +2 for being on the ground prone. And then you are, if you're trying to knock him out, that would be at a -4 to do subdual damage.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could potentially put him back to bleeding.
Okay.
Sterling is going to attempt to cross the other pit. Does so successfully.
Dang, that dude's got good acrobatics.
And he's going to make a run for it.
Plus 12 to his damn acrobatics.
Yep.
How we had heard that the knights were going to be showing up, like
Yeah, there's some time. Like, Ego is making an assumption that you guys made a lot of noise outside, attracted a lot of people's attention. Brianna or Elizabeth was literally shouting in the background that, like, they have the legal authority, which doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Kicking in doors multiple times.
Whatever. I got us in here, okay?
And
Oh, no,
Teus.
I'm not arguing with it. I suppose I will stand here at the ready.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
Ghoul run.
Oops, sorry. Back here. And come back in and say I can't catch him, he's running away, and that's my turn.
Alright, well, Ego is laying on the ground, and he will attempt to pull out another vial of acid and attempt to drink it.
Is there anything I can do?
I mean, it will
like,
provoke an
this
AO.
close?
Drinking a potion is something that provokes attacks of opportunity.
Drink it before him.
But I mean, he does want to die.
The problem is I'm pretty sure if I try to do non-lethal, I won't hit him because of the negatives. So I have to just like hope that I can hit him and knock him out before he can drink it and not actually kill him. I'll gamble and see.
Did you do a combat
Nope.
like
Nope.
a grapple or?
Alright.
Not gonna happen anyways.
He drinks the acid and goes back out.
Oh my lord, dude.
Does anyone have a way to stabilize a person?
Elizabeth.
It's fine. I can do this a couple times. How many bottles of acid you got, boyo?
Sure, I've got something he can drink.
This is so annoying. Yep. Brianna. He does not have enough. That was sad things to have happened. Alright, this will actually bring combat to a close. He at no further point can kill himself. You guys have him boxed in, and the authorities will arrive within the next few minutes.
I will tie him up. Stupid bitch.
The consolation is if Sterling is from a prominent family, then it's not like he can really hide. We can name him and his description, and it's not like he can really hide anywhere.
He's got to be out of the city before we even know it. I don't think he's going to stay. I think he knows that he's too prominent of a figure.
I didn't think it was that easy to leave the city.
To leave the town it is. You could just walk out of the town if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The country you can't
I
get
keep
out
saying
of,
city.
though.
Yeah, you can't get out of the country, but there's plenty of places out east that you could hide. You, of all people, kind of know that. Living out on the farmlands, there's plenty of people that make a new life for themselves as nameless, people who just want to get away from big city life and come out to live on the pasture.
Okay.
I would say out east is pretty barren, looking from what I remember of the map.
Yep. Yeah, so the knights will swarm in pretty rapidly, or at least as rapidly as they can. They have little, as they realize what's going on, some of them have, these things that they pull off their back, and they lay them down, and it kind of extends and makes a sort of bridge to cross over the thing. You notice that, as they're rolling them out, they're actually shields otherwise, but they can sort of change in shape slightly in a few different ways.
I need that shield.
They will make their way in. All right, what's going on here? What has happened?
I will show my badge and I'll say, we're actually detaining this person. He was committing a crime.
What crime?
He was planning to do a heist. Was it Granville?
No, he was planning to do a heist at a... You don't really know the details of when he was planning the heist.
Okay.
He was trespassing at the very least.
He's actually the one that is behind the robbery that we were investigating, and was planning a further heist of a prominent company.
Where are the items?
I don't think
Got a literal confession.
During the time, can I get an investigation? Yes, but they still need to collect the items. Well, the item.
He's also trespassing, and this is not his property. Investigation.
Bad investigations.
I mean, I can't.
I'll take some. Okay. Actually, I'm sorry. Investigation was wrong anyway. I should have said perception, but is your perception any higher?
I'd have got a 24 if I would have rolled that.
So yeah, you can manage to discover that some of the items are there. I'm sorry. You'll notice that there are a couple of objects on the table that are in boxes, and as you open up the boxes, each box will contain a variety of different objects. In the boxes, there is a and they'll pick them up and they'll take each of the boxes. There's also a small bag of money that is labeled very specifically with a like a little note on it that says "Property of Nico Van Hoddem."
Wait, are the knights are picking stuff up off there?
No, you're looking through the stuff. The knights will eventually come over, like as you pull out the items, and they realize like these are the property of various different places.
I'm gonna try to put that pick up the thing for Nico.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm doing it just so that they don't try to confiscate it.
Oh yeah, they don't see you do it.
So at the very least, if they do have some kind of jurisdiction and take the rest of this shit, at least we have that.
Okay.
But I'll open up one of the boxes and show it to them, and then kind of gather together the rest of the stuff on the table.
Yeah, the knights will confiscate things. They will take Ego into custody.
Do I know that they have jurisdiction to do that?
Oh, absolutely. These are known stolen items. So the items that are on this list are a series of items that were part of cases that were solved, but they never found the objects. They found all the rest of the clues necessary to convict, but they could only convict the person of like unlawful entry and other smaller crimes. They could not actually convict because they lacked the final evidence. And this will
Were these
tie
like
everything
Tehran's cases?
together. These are Tehran's cases that he did not solve. Well, that he solved but did not fully solve. Because there was always somebody at some higher up in the Ministry of Magic that got in the way at just the right moment.
I'll keep a mental inventory of the cases so we can mention them to him later.
Okay. You can... You'll watch as the knights take Ego. As Ego pleads, I don't want to go back. Just let me die. Please let me die.
So I will also make sure the knights know that he did attempt suicide so that they can, like, be...
Oh. All right.
It's cool. Epstein got away with it.
Well played. All right. And I think we'll... how are you guys doing, actually? I could go a little longer if you guys are okay with it, but I know...
I probably need to take off.
Okay.
Well, the last thing I would like to do, unless we have other stuff to do beforehand, is make sure that Nico gets this money.
Okay.
Or at least remember to do that next
Well,
session.
yeah, we'll make sure a lot of that stuff gets done next session.
I don't want to forget, because I know I will.
Because you will not be able to do it in the rest of this evening. So let me go ahead and pass out some XP. And we will call it an evening. One moment. Wrong spot. I know. Calm down, kitty. Calm down. All right. Come on, where are you? There you are. Everybody take 775 experience. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, hold on. I messed that math up. Let me backtrack some stuff here. Good job, me. I know how to math. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's a little twisty boy. You want to go get it? Oh god, you're gonna get yourself caught in that. Okay, so that is that plus, I'm sorry, divided by that, and plus these. So everybody take 1,000 XP.
Level up.
Alright, stop that. It's vile.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes.
What's the what's the next level cap? Or what?
To get to 30, you mean? Or to get to 4th, you mean?
Yeah.
9,000.
Yeah. I thought for a moment there you guys might let Ego go.
No.
No
Very
way.
sad.
I
Brianna
kind of
was-
wanted to.
Yeah, Brianna was.
We can help the daughter in other ways. We can go and help the daughter if we want to in other ways.
You want to know what would have
Yeah.
happened if you hadn't gone this evening?
We couldn't have helped
Sure.
him.
Tehran ends up meeting with him. Tehran agrees to help him with the heist.
Oh, shit.
And if none of you end up finding out any other details, because Tehran stops sharing details, the heist is successful. The heist is actually only successful if Tehran participates in helping with the heist. Otherwise, the heist fails because another investigator mysteriously happens to step into the case, taking it over and ruining the case for all of you.
Oh.
My booty calls, Brianna.
I mean,
Sketchy ass man.
I might have found out some more details with further booty calls. It's true.
Yep.
Maybe. All right, I gotta take off. My food's
No
been
problem.
sitting in the room for like a half an hour.
Geez,
so.
I didn't realize you hadn't eaten. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Abruptly, good night, everybody. We'll be back
Good night.
on Sunday for another Conscripted. Surprise Conscripted. Good night, guys.
Good night.